Hello, everyone, and welcome back to.
Progressive heli learning.
All right, so we had a pretty fun week. We did all kinds of stuff on the live session. We put out our video about inverted circuits, and now we're going to talk about how to combine inverted circuits with upright. Greg?
Yes, sir.
Take it away.
Where?
Well, you've got it. So wherever.
So in other words, what do I like doing between the two?
Well, take it away as in you're flying. So
okay.
All right, so Greg's in the air right now. He's inverted. So here's the trick. Here's what we've been building up to this whole time, right? We talked about focusing on flying upright backwards, and normal, right? And then we talked about flying inverted backwards, and then inverted nose first, right? And the reason why we talked about doing those separately, learning them separately, is as you're getting better and getting more comfortable, you can add variations to your flight to make it more dynamic, make it more fun, make it look cooler, right? So you can impress your friends, your buddies at the field. So the whole
impress your girlfriend
or your girlfriend if she cares about anything helicopter related. Which, think about it, how many girls you really see actively at a fun flight? Not too many, right? So I mean, in reality,
so the ones that are there, you got to impress them.
Yeah, you got to impress them, but I would say 95% of them don't care.
Oh.
Yeah, they don't, which hurts my feelings. I mean, come on. I mean, my wife met me flying. She doesn't really care. I mean, it's cool, but she doesn't care. Anyway, so what we're talking about is using what we've got in our repertoire, what we've already learned and built upon, to kind of start putting some stuff together. So like if you watch Greg, so now he's flying backwards inverted. So you start out your flight however is most comfortable to you. But now that you know all these orientations, use them to break things up a little bit. Use it to blend the orientations together with a small transition. So it could be a flip or it could be a roll. So there he did a roll, and now he's going backwards, right? And you do a flip, and you're going forwards. And you should be comfortable making these small transition changes by now, because everything that we've covered so far has been the individual steps to get to this point where you know the orientation and you understand the stick movements that's required to do what we're doing, right? So now obviously we didn't go through a full how to do a flip, how to do a roll video, which we'll get into that. We'll do some of that stuff. But bottom line is those stick movements and fairly self-explanatory. I mean, right rudder, you do a right aileron, you do a right half right roll. So it's pretty simple, pretty basic.
So some of the things that you always talk to me about when I first started flying is let it groove. Say let it start grooving, let it go, and then make these transitions at I did a lot of figure eights. So you'd have you do a figure eight, get it straight and level, take a deep breath, and then make a transition. And that was something that was a very basic beginner piece for me. I'd focus on the turn, get the first turn through, get it straight and level, take a deep breath, and then make a transition.
Yeah.
I remember that was one of the things that I first started using as a practice. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then as I got more comfortable with it, then I started adding more transitions during the flight.
Right. Well, here's the thing about that. When it comes to really putting together a flight that looks cool and looks seamless, you also don't want to disrupt your momentum. So if you're traveling left to right, don't do a transition that stops you from completing your left to right, and breaks it up and makes you go back the other way. So to have some continuity, I guess, in your flying, try to think about which direction you're going in and try to maintain whatever transition you're going to do, trying to maintain that direction.
Right. Something that kind of flows, right?
So it flows, yeah. Yeah. Real simple. Nothing crazy, just nice and smooth. I guess to our standards, we'd probably call this old man sport flying, but bottom line is you got to start somewhere, and you got to have some fundamentals and some skills built up so that you can get more advanced, right?
Right.
That's why we're doing this, right?
Yeah. So anyway, that's kind of what I've been doing. This type of,
And
you've always pointed out both sides.
Oh
Work
yeah.
left mind and right mind.
Yeah.
Left hand, right hand.
Yeah, both directions. And I'm seeing a lot of clockwise circuits, but I'm not seeing a lot of counterclockwise circuits. Just a heads up.
See, even then, even trying to do both, you naturally just flow a different direction, don't you?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Funny how it works that way,
We're
huh?
always gonna have that preferred direction. I mean, there's, that's just the way it is. There's nothing
Yeah.
wrong with that. But as long as you get comfortable going the other way, that's what really matters the most. So, and I know you're still working on a lot of it, but I'll tell you right now, man, it's looking really good.
Thank you. Now I just got to do this in real life more often.
Yeah, yeah, and that's kind of why I was mentioning that you probably don't want to, jump ahead and start getting too crazy with, with certain maneuvers. Not until you've covered all this stuff and you've gotten really good and really comfortable. Because, well, you don't want to skip ahead.
So working the right hand here. Anyway, so why don't you show us? Show us how the pros do it. Now that you've seen the youngsters.
Well, I mean, fundamentally, I'm just going to do the same thing you're doing.
And once again, when you first start off, some things you might do is keep the disc a little flatter to keep the speed down. As you get more comfortable, then you can start picking up a little more angle of attack, a little more velocity, right?
Yeah, but you called for, pro style,
Pro.
so
Pro style. Yeah.
So there's nothing flat about pro style. it becomes essentially that circuit then becomes a hurricane.
Yeah.
Right. So you're pretty much knife edge. You're pretty much carrying speed. You're pretty much fast. But it's all based on the same principles of your flying just a little while ago. Just with a little more complexity. Nothing too complex, right? But bottom line is it still takes a little bit more control of the helicopter and takes a little bit more higher comfort level, I guess.
Yep.
Ooh.
Do we just rewind that?
No.
Cut that out when we edit?
No, you don't.
Oh. That was pro style.
No. I my finger slipped off the stick.
I'm messing with you.
I know you are.
But
yeah, I mean, basically, if you're really good flying, you can do a lot more than just just circuits. This is how you would combine what from circuits into your flying.
Yeah.
This is just a small sample or example of how you can convert that stuff into flying more aggressively.
Yeah, it all begins with inverted forward and tail first and upright forward and tail first, and then being comfortable in all those different positions as the helicopter's flying away from you, coming towards you. Feeling comfortable enough to make a command, an input, and know where the helicopter's going to go.
Right. So, here's your backward circuit, right? You put that into a hurricane. You morph that to a nose first circuit, somewhat of a hurricane. You pull out of it. You maybe do half pirouette, half roll, and you're backwards again. Or you go the other way. You roll it, and you're coming back the other way.
Now, something that you've said before, Shane, and you've talked about a trick, for lack of a better word, or a tip, or a way. I've heard you comment that one of the things a person could do would be to make small motions with the helicopter, and that almost like confirms the movement before you make the movement.
Yeah. So like here, right? You could just do a small. Okay, I want to make sure I'm going this way.
Right.
Or because you could pop up and you could be here, and instead you end up going like this, and you're like, oh no, I'm into myself, right? So just for visual confirmation, you start out, you kind of just give yourself a little
small
wiggle
small,
of the stick.
little 1% stick wiggle. And all that really is you bump the stick a little bit to watch the movement of the helicopter, and it almost reassures you that, yes, that's where I want it to go before you commit and make the move.
Right.
Yeah. So that's a good trick for someone who's just learning or uncomfortable to use, is make a little bump, get comfortable with it. Yep, that's going where I wanted it to, and then apply the control.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be just slam that stick and hope it's right.
Well,
so that's good.
Yeah, and I know a lot. It looks like that a lot when you're flying, but there's a lot more to it than just slamming the stick.
Yeah.
Whoops. I'm trying to look at my timer here and fly at the same time. That doesn't work.
Yeah. But yeah, so those are some things that the newer pilots or a person who's uncomfortable with something could use as an aid.
Yep, totally.
Yeah.
Well, now that you've gotten to see me crash doing simple circuits, I think I've about had enough for today.
I'm going to go practice some more.
I'm going to go get some sharper sticks on my transmitter.
There you go. All right, good stuff, guys. Let's see you guys post some of your videos. Let's put some of this in the screen and let's watch you guys do it and watch us all get better.
Yeah, Progressive Heli Learning on Facebook. Join the group, post up so we can see where you're at and what you're learning, and see if we can all help each other. In the meantime, keep progressing, guys.
Keep progressing. Take care, guys.